can't just be thrown onto this rock spinning around. Who knows what the that thing was. And like, you know, we just can't just be here and no one else around us, like no other civilization, you're telling me, and like however many trillions of years this universe has been around, like there's nothing. Like, you got to be kidding me. Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Untapped Potential Podcast, where we interview local visionaries from the Pacific Northwest.
Today, we're tapping in with Carlos Sanchez.
Welcome to the show, Carlos. Thank you guys for having me again.
Yeah, of course, man. Happy to have you.
Thank you, man. And he's a familiar face for those of you who saw season 1. Sir. He was one of our first guests on the podcast, so welcome back.
Let's go. I love the new set. This is looking real nice. The sign is real dope, and it's looking dope, guys.
A little different from a kitchen table, right?
a little different for sure.
Yeah, we made a few tweaks.
Yeah, this is sick, guys.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming through. You were one of the ones who, you know, bet on us early on, so we really appreciate that, man. Wanted to bring you back on to kind of one of our new segments, new formats where we talk about stuff.
Sick.
So a quick plug for Carlos. He's a photographer and videographer from the Seattle area. You can find him at Real Vlogs, REEL Vlogs.
Specific on the REE.
Exactly. Yeah. If you don't want REAL, that might take you to the other guy.
That's right. No, I appreciate that.
Well, so thank you for joining. So as a part of this segment that we're doing, it's not necessarily an interview, but more of just a conversation of us just answering different topics and what's on our mind. And so today we're going to talk about a couple of different topics. The first of which, family YouTube channels. Have you guys heard of that?
Family YouTube channels, yeah.
Like the Ace family?
Like the Ace family.
Yeah.
Well, so for those of you who aren't familiar with family YouTube channels, it's essentially like a YouTube channel featuring a family, right? Mm-hmm. Or they almost invite you to be like a part of their family and like do vlog style videos and stuff.
Yeah.
It's actually one of the most highest revenue generating channels on YouTube, surprisingly.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have think that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think that.
Do you know of any family YouTube channels?
Nah, I don't know of any, but like I know it's like a thing, and I've like maybe like came across a couple, and like I've seen maybe like one or two, but I'm not for me, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
I feel like I've seen a lot of couples, but not a lot of like actual families. You know, like the Ace family is one of them. I'm sure there's tons of them, but I've seen a lot of couples where it's like boyfriend and girlfriend, and they're like doing all these cute things and like, you know, showing off their lifestyle, all their money, what they do. And then maybe they'll have a kid, and then like that adds
turns
like,
into
you know, the plot thickens type of thing.
But, I mean, I think it's entertaining for people that like that stuff. I think maybe if I had a family, maybe it'd be more entertaining for me. But I don't have a family. I'm single. You know, maybe that's why it's not entertaining. You know,
right.
Maybe it's like the market. I don't know.
I feel like it's kind of like reality TV, like Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but on a more like relatable level, right? So their budget isn't like in the tens of millions of dollars.
I see that.
Maybe in like the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Which still isn't super relatable to your average person, but just a little bit more.
Yeah. You can kind of, because I mean, I don't watch Keeping Up the Kardashians, but I feel like that's also like super glamorized, whereas like maybe like the vlogs are not as like, it's more real.
Like real vlogs.
Right. Like real vlogs, exactly. But I don't do family channel vlogs.
Not yet, at least, right?
Not yet. I don't know.
Probably not ever.
No, but I think it's, for me, what I always wonder is like, is that really their life? Because, I mean, I've watched like some of the Ace family, right? I got curious and I'm like, man, like they're doing all these things with the camera in their face. And to me, like, I don't know, what worries me the most is like their kids.
Right.
Because they're being raised like literally from almost birth to, you know, their early stages. They always got a camera in their face.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how was a kid affected with that, you know?
Yeah.
I always wonder, like, I mean, this is just starting, obviously. The internet just started, there's vlogs, YouTube and all this stuff is just started, but it's kind of crazy because it's like, we're not going to, like, we're living in that like history, and we're going to see that like the result of that happening to children when they grow up, which is kind of crazy to think about, because I'm like, we're living in that right now. Like, we don't know what the effect is on the children. And so like, to me, that's like crazy.
Yeah. And that's one of the topics, right? Is like, does it exploit the children involved? Because they didn't ask to be a part of it.
Personally, I don't know if I'd ever do that. I think it's just different. just not my style. I mean, like, because I started doing vlogs. Like, vlogs is something that I used to do. I used to do like talking the camera, doing all that kind of different stuff. And so I like know how it is to do vlogs, but like I'm like, even to bring my family, my kids into that, I don't know if I'd want to do that.
Right.
Because I don't know. I didn't grow up like that. So
yeah, that's a little too transparent for me. Like I feel like I don't mind showing some aspects of my life on social media, but like if I'm showing every little detail, look at this meal, look at this trip, look at this. Like, am I actually living my life for me at that point, or am I living my life to please others? Like, oh, the algorithm needs this, so let's go do this.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like the kid is probably like, I don't want to go to Disneyland for the 20th time. Like, I just want to chill.
Crazy.
Right.
You know, stuff like that. I feel like would stop me from doing that.
Yeah, and I think there's a way to have a family style YouTube channel without having it be exploitative. But when you're having to redo shoots or scenes with your kid,
hey kids, jump up one more time. Like
it's like, or like making them cry. There was one family on here that got in trouble by the internet for making their kid cry, like on purpose, for a clip.
That's weird. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And it's just like, I mean, there's with everything, right? Like there's good uses and utilities of things, and there's bad ways of doing things. And I mean, humans are going to find a way to do both, right? For their personal gain.
Everyone's just different. I mean, I don't like to, I'm kind of like, I don't like, not biased. I don't know what the word I'm trying to find is, but like, I like to understand both sides. Like I'm the type of person. So I'm like, okay, you're doing it because of this. And I like to feel like I want to understand that people have different ways of thinking and there's different types of people.
Right.
And so like, I don't want to be like, oh, that's wrong. Like, why are you doing that? I don't know. That's just not how I like view it. It's like, oh, maybe it's right for you, but for me, it's not.
Right.
So like, maybe you feel comfortable doing this, but I don't. So like, where am I? I don't have say into what you want to do.
For sure.
And so I don't know. It's just like, I like to see both sides.
Right. Yeah. And I'm not hating on it.
No, we're not. We're not hating. Yeah.
Like, good for them, though. I mean, they've made a bag. Yeah. Like, the Ace family, I'm pretty sure they're like multimillionaires, kids set for life. Like, they could stop recording today. I did see some crazy stuff.
Yeah, aren't they but,
hey, aside from that, though, they made a bag. They made a bag. Yeah, so I can't hate on it.
Well, aren't they allegedly like doing like a little festival too?
I didn't hear about that.
I didn't hear about that.
It's like $400-$600 for VIP.
How much?
$400 or $600 for VIP.
What is it, Coachella?
I mean, that's what they're selling it out to be. And there was a series of YouTube videos. I'll see if I can pull it up here in a second. But where somebody actually found how many tickets they had sold. And I want to say it's like in the ballpark of like 600. Because they went in, and the way they found out is like they added as much tickets they could to their cart. And they took one timestamp, and then they tried to do it again, took another timestamp, and then they saw what the limit was, how much was left.
Oh, wow.
And so it's not a lot. Like, they're not selling a lot.
Right.
So it's really exploitative for their viewers as well.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like 600 is pretty good amount. I mean, that's a bag. Yeah, but I also like I don't know their grants, like like how big they actually are, because I don't really look at their number. I don't really know too much about it, but I mean, I don't know. Right. I don't know. But I think that's interesting though. They're hitting different avenues.
Yeah.
Right. Well, so the consensus is family YouTube channel is questionable, I think.
Questionable, yeah.
I'm gonna lock my answer in.
Final answer for $1 million.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking about families, I know something that's affecting all of our families is a common theme today: inflation. I think that's hitting all of our pockets.
Inflation.
Yeah, man. My wallet just like hid because you said that word.
Like crawled over.
It turned to dust.
Yeah. For real though. Inflation is crazy right now. Like they're saying like it's at its highest level since the last time. I think it was like sometime in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's so crazy. Like from what I've heard, like, at least like the way it's affecting me the most is like, gas prices for sure. I don't commute a lot, but I still go to the gym. I still drive. I drive here to the podcast. And man, like what in Washington State, as of the time that we're recording this, average gas prices have exceeded the largest. Like we've set a new record. It's like $5 and something, crazy. And also just like raises, like, for those of us that have like, jobs that, that give you a raise every year, the raises aren't even meeting inflation.
Right.
Inflation over the last year was like 7 or 8%. a lot of these jobs are only giving you like a 3 to 4, maybe 5% raise if you're lucky.
Yeah,
That's true.
Which you're actually taking a pay cut.
exactly.
You know?
Yeah,
I saw a video on this. I don't remember like the quite things, but they mentioned that where it's like your raises aren't even like coming close to what your job is like raising you and stuff like that. It's just like crazy. It's like I didn't like think of like I guess I don't know. I didn't really think about it like that. And then when I saw that video, I was like, oh, like that makes sense. Like
Right.
why like it's crazy.
yeah.
Obviously in the economy that we're in right now.
Well, yeah, definitely. Because when I think about it too, it's like the world is getting expensive, but we're actually making less money as a result because we can't afford the amount that's
goods, yeah.
increased, the goods that increased.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what the numbers are, what, 8% in 2022. So yeah, if you didn't get an 8% raise, you're losing money.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that sucks, man.
And like rents, I think the biggest expense for a lot of people, right, realistically right now is their rent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and in a lot of cities, including, you know, where we're at, the Seattle area, rents are skyrocketing right now like
Oh, yeah.
crazy. From what I've heard, like some of my coworkers were telling me, you know, they were paying like, let's say like $1,700 for a 1-bedroom, and they're raising their rent up to like $2,000, $2,100. That's ridiculous. You know, I don't even know what the percentage is, but that's just a huge amount, right? You can't
Yeah.
just cough up an extra $400 to $500 a month
Yeah.
just like that.
Yeah. Like even
Right.
like mine like got raised too. And it's just like, huh. Okay. We're doing this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, it's just like crazy.
Did yours increase 8% or was it more?
I think, you know, to my wallet says 50%, bro. I don't know.
It's crazy.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. And it puts a lot of people in a tough situation though, and you gotta like shed light on it because
Mm-hmm.
moving out is expensive in itself. Expensive, inconvenient, and realistically, if rents are
Takes
rising everywhere,
time.
you gotta move out further just to afford to, you know, live within that same budget.
I mean, honestly though, too, like they don't even tell you. I mean, they didn't even tell us until this month, and like our lease is up in July.
That's crazy.
Wow.
It's just like a
man.
month. Like I'm like, okay.
So they told you that late,
Yeah.
and now they're giving you a
Like,
rent
okay.
increase on top of it.
Yeah.
Like, all right, well,
Yeah.
you can stay here if
you
you
can
want.
stay or you can live. I'm like, okay. Like,
Right.
so it's just kind of interesting. It's like, you know, when you apply for an apartment, they like at least want you to be there for like tell them at least like 2-3 months ahead of time. And it's like, it's so funny where it's like on the flip side, they don't.
Like, yeah, you should get out next month.
Yeah, literally
Right.
get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Man, that's so crazy.
Yeah. I don't know.
And so, yeah, let's talk about the housing market then a little bit too, because the housing market, we thought it was going to stabilize. It hasn't. I mean, it's what, 5% interest rate now?
Yeah, I think it's actually pushing 6 now.
Oh, really?
Oh,
As of
really?
the time we record this, middle of May. But yeah, it's crazy, man. Interest rates are like just shooting up. Like just last year, we were like 3%. We hit the lowest, I think, like 2.5% at one point. So
That
we've
sucks.
more than doubled
Mm-hmm.
since the floor. And now, you know, it's kind of like we don't really know where we're going. But you still hear real estate agents and people saying, like, you know, we're at average levels from historically, because what we saw these last few years were actually like super
It's
lows.
not-
You
it's
never
not
see that.
normal.
Now we're back to semi-normal.
Mhm.
That's why you're gonna see like the housing market probably level off. I'm not an expert,
Mm-hmm.
but what I think is probably gonna happen is the housing market's gonna level off a little bit, and we're gonna see you know, people, you know, probably able to get a house with less competition, but it's still more expensive because
Right.
the interest rates went up. So
Yeah.
So
I
you're
don't know,
gonna
it's a
have
balance
you're gonna have to hope to refinance later at a lower rate.
for sure.
And one of the things I want to talk about is like, how has that changed the conversation for people looking for homes like in our age group? You know, like you said you were looking for a place.
Yeah.
And how's that changed for you, Carlos?
I mean, I guess like for me in my brain, I don't really like I should be thinking about that stuff. But like for me right now, I'm like focused on like the side of, okay, how much do I need? Boom, boom, boom. Like get this. And then I move on to the next level. Like I guess like for me, it's like, I mean, I don't have control over that.
Right.
So for me, it's like I don't really, okay, whatever. Like let's just keep it moving. Because I can't really control. It's like, oh, I don't want this interest rate.
Right.
Cool.
Right.
like
You just
I have
wait
no
it out?
control. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you can wait it out, but I mean, ultimately, the way I think of it is like, you just got to get into the market. You just got to, whatever it is. I mean, obviously, you're not going to, if it's like 8%, 10%, you're not going to do that.
Yeah.
But like, you know, if it's like more of like average cost, like average what it is, like, well, you can't really control that. Because like for me, where I'm at, it's like, I want to buy something by next July.
Mhm.
Right.
And so I'm like focused on that. Like, I think I'll be ready by the end of the year, but I'm going to push it till July because that's when my lease ends.
Mm.
And so I'm just like, I'm just focused on it. I'm like tunnel vision, like boom, boom, boom. Like how much do I need to be saving each month? And like, so I guess for me, I'm not really even thinking about that. Maybe I should be now that you bring it up, but I'm not really thinking about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, don't
that's
get
smart,
nervous,
though.
man.
Yeah, that's smart though, because
Yeah.
like you're setting your own goal and you're going at your own pace, like you said, that tunnel vision.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's important.
You know, I was actually having a conversation and going off a little bit off topic, but it just I was having this conversation with my friend yesterday, and I was just talking about like how it's so interesting where I'm like a very tunnel vision type of person where it's like, and this is something I'm like now like learning about myself where it's like I'm very like tunnel vision as in like I have goals and like my goal 4 years ago was like content creator, create content, boom, photography, video, music video, do like whatever it is, like, and that was like my goal. And then I got a job doing this, and so now I'm like, it's switching to more of financial goals now. So now it's like boom, boom, boom. So like my financial goal is get a house or get a condo, and so like now I'm like boom, 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 like focused on that. And so it's really I want to bring it up because it's like interesting. It's something I'm like I just learned like because I said it to her. I was like, oh, I guess I am kind of like that because like I guess I don't really function when I have like multiple streams of things because I was trying to do my keep it real, trying to do my real vlogs, trying to do my actual job, and trying to do fitness goals, you know, all these different things. And like, I guess how I'm seeing it now is I'm more of like
focus
on one thing, and like until I accomplish it, I can move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Whereas it is a bad thing too though, because then my fitness goals might go down and I'm not working out as much. I'm not, you know, doing that as much. And so it's kind of just, it was just funny because I just had this conversation yesterday with her and I was like, oh, I guess it has its pros and cons.
For sure.
And like where she was saying she's more of like, she can do multiple things at once consistently and for longevity. Yeah. Whereas like I'm not like that. And I thought I was, which is interesting. It's like kind of off topic, but I was like, it was like something really interesting that I learned about myself.
Right. That's like, good though. That's important that you recognize that in yourself. That way, when you're moving forward, like you know how to move and kind of like shift your attention to make sure that you're getting like good results.
Yeah. Cause I mean, it's just something new. And like, even for every person, like I'm sure you guys like have different types of like things, like how you guys manage different things. Like, I don't know if like you guys are like focus on one thing or like what do you guys think you guys are?
Yeah, I think you bring up a really good point because when you spread yourself too thin and you try to accomplish everything, you really accomplish nothing.
Yeah.
Because you can only put so much effort into one thing before you would move on to the next. And it's almost like pushing the cart a little bit forward and then moving on to the next lane and trying to push that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's something that I just got into my brain. I was like, oh, this like maybe like it's just interesting.
Yeah,
I agree.
Brains work because we're all different,
right? You know? And I think that's a really common theme now with like the hustle culture and like the rat race that 20-year-olds are in now. Is like people are just trying to make their brand and make it happen, and everyone's telling them like, yeah, you gotta wake up at 5, 6 in the morning. Hustle. You gotta work late. You gotta do things outside of the work and just all this stuff.
And I personally I do find some truth behind that, but let me like rephrase it as in like I do agree that you do need a sacrifice, you do need to work hard to get what you want, but it's also like be healthy about it, be smart about it. Like we always say calculated. Like calculate is always a big word. It's like just calculate what risk you're doing, what sacrifices you're doing, and know like it'll pay off, you know.
For sure. Yeah.
So like that's how I believe it. Like because I believe in like hustle, grind, like you gotta make it happen. Like let's get it, you know.
Right.
But it's also being smart about it.
Yeah, I agree. The way I like to do it, like now, I've definitely had like times in my life where I've taken on way more than I could chew, and like I just feel super overwhelmed, burnt out. I'm not happy. Everything that I'm doing is kind of half-assed. Yeah. But I realize now that in order for me to add something new to my plate, I need to master the things that I already have on my plate. Yep. So if I'm doing something,
so you're kind of like the same.
Like I've already got it, right? It's like I got a good grip. Okay, I can add more. So I know that I could do multiple things at once, but I'm not gonna start 3 new things on the same day because that's spreading myself way too thin. There's too much of a learning curve in all 3 of those. I could do 1 learning curve at a time, learn 1 new thing. I got these things mastered, so I know how to kind of automate some processes within those disciplines. But if I'm gonna bring something new, I'm gonna make sure I got everything else kind of taken care of
covered
first.
and like figured out. or like know the direction that it's going.
For sure.
That's smart. I like that.
Yeah.
But speaking of like, you know, taking on new things, man, one of the new things that we've been seeing on TikTok recently is like quarter pulls and card pulls and people kind of like doing this like kind of weird trend, honestly, but there's a whole culture behind it.
Yeah.
Really?
And the way I found out about it, I don't know if you like seen this on TikTok, but with Pokemon cards, you know, like they come in the sleeve. We'll show the video here. They'll put it out of the sleeve, and it's like a whole like just channel full of just people just pulling cards out of sleeves and stuff, and they have like thousands of followers.
But I don't really know, like, what's the point of doing that?
So the whole point, and I'll play this while we're chatting.
Yeah.
So really, like, you know, when you're a kid and you get like this card pack and you're really excited about opening it, and like just you pull everything out of it just to see what's at the end of it, you get that dopamine hit, right? Well, think about that dopamine hit, but just constantly getting it on your TikTok, like enjoying other people like pulling cards, right? So you get that a little bit. But what's also interesting too is like with these big channels on TikTok, you can actually pay somebody for a box that they open, and they'll open it live on these like TikTok lives, and it'll be like thousands of people watching this stuff.
That's crazy.
And where the dopamine hit comes in is like, yeah, this box that you bought, this guy's opening it, thousands of people are watching it, and if you pull a really good thing out of it, you know, you get like that extra
excited,
excitement.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I did that once, and I was like, yeah, this is not for me.
Yeah.
It was Yu-Gi-Oh though. Like I was like, because I have a cousin that's like into that kind of stuff, and he was telling me like, yeah, like even like on these packs that you get from like Walmart or something, like you might pull like a $30 card, and there's people that flip them and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like a whole thing. I was like, it's
and
something that I don't really know too much about, but yeah, it's like.
And I mean, this guy has like, I mean, he has hundreds of videos, and he has almost 70,000 followers just on this one channel.
That's nuts.
Yeah. It's crazy.
The way I interpret it, as someone who does not do this and honestly does not know anything about it, so big caveat there, it's almost like gambling.
Right.
Yeah. It's like you're buying this.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, there's like levels to it. There's like packs, right? I don't know anything about it, so I'm just going to give them my own names. But like the bronze pack, the silver pack, and the gold pack.
Yeah.
Bronze pack is probably like $20. That one you have a lower chance of getting like some rare finds. The gold pack is probably $100, and you have a higher chance. But you could still buy that gold pack and not get like something rare in it. It's just you have a higher chance.
Right.
It's kind of like going up to the slot machines. Like, well, I'm gonna bet a lot more. Well, you can get more, or you can also still lose.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think it's hitting that same like addiction like type thing where like gambling. You know, or not addiction. I guess you could get addicted to it, right? But like anything else that's like fun and that people like get addicted to, it's hitting those same receptors. I feel like.
Yeah, and you can get addicted to it too, because there's also apps that are just entirely dedicated of just live streaming, like people doing this. And there was one live stream, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, where Logan Paul and Jorge Masvidal did like a Pokemon box break.
Really?
Yeah. And they were pulling like these cards, and people were buying the cards that they were opening.
That's wild. We got to do an Untapped Potential box break.
Get one on a chain too, or what?
I don't know if I have millions of dollars in one card. Yeah. There's also a variation of that too. Another thing I found were quarter breaks. So same concept, except they're opening quarters, like rolls of quarters.
Did you like find the rare ones or what?
Yeah.
Because have you seen there's like pennies that are like pretty rare.
And that's what
like
I found
like
out.
Misprinted.
Yeah.
Like now, like I have a jar of like hella coins, so I'm just like gonna go in there and go check them out.
Oh, so you're a collector too?
I might. I don't know. I might become a millionaire, guys. I don't know.
Hey, you told us first, so we get a split of that. We'll help you sort through it.
You'll get the penny, bro.
Right. Hey, I'll take it. We got the table right here. We can do it right here.
Live right
Make
here.
it a thing.
Yeah, we gotta pay for more equipment somehow, bro.
That's crazy though.
This shit's crazy.
So this guy's just getting coins or what?
Yeah, he's just opening coins, man, and just finding like apparently this one's off center, so it's valued, more valuable than a regular quarter.
I'm not gonna lie, that looks like a regular quarter to me.
That's what I think,
But you know what I think about is like who buys this? Who buys the coin? Or who buys a quarter? Like
other people who love the hobby, man.
I'm just like, how do I just put it on eBay or what? Like, hey, misprinted quarter.
Right. It's kind of like the NFT thing, like people think like, oh, like NFTs are just GIFs or images from the internet. And I mean, it can be that. There's also utility aspects to it.
Do you know about that stuff?
Yeah, a little bit. And we can dive into it in a second. But really the value of it comes from people just wanting to be a part of it.
Right.
You know?
Collectibles.
Right.
It's like art. I bet you like, let's just say like 2,000 years ago, somebody was probably like, why would you ever buy like a painting just to put it up in your place? Like, that's stupid. Today, you got people paying millions of dollars for art, and in reality, nothing has changed. It's just, like you said, people want to be a part of it. People want to have someone
be like,
over.
Hey, I have this painting.
Yeah, right. Be like, and you got friends over, be like, check out my Picasso.
Yeah.
It's a flex.
Right? Yeah. We're putting it on your Twitter profile now, the NFT.
Oh, yeah.
You can do that too.
I don't know. That's interesting. That's interesting to me.
Well, speaking of making money and being rich, I know throughout the pandemic, there's also different opportunities that come up from people in like creative industries as well. Digital nomading is a thing. And so over the COVID time period, van sales went up. And people outfitted vans to live in the van and just kind of travel across the country. So thinking about like high house prices now, high like rent, I'm sure you're going to start to see a lot more of that too. What do you guys think about that whole subculture? Would you guys do it?
Van life? Ooh, you owe me a quarter, bro. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd do it, but respect to people that do it.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think you got to be in a very specific area of life and kind of in an area of privilege, to be honest, to be able to do that. Because those vans are expensive. I mean, I'm not going to do that out of like a Honda Accord, but if I got like a nice Sprinter that has like all the things I really need, like the bed, the toilet and all of that. And like, I got the luxury of not having to, break a lease or anything to go ahead and do that and have a job that I can work remotely that's still, I can buy food with. I think I would do it, not gonna lie. And also if I just didn't really have like a lot of things tying me down, if I didn't have a dog, I don't know if I'd want to do that with a dog. I feel like that's kind of messed up to the dog. I'm sure there's people that do it and the dog's fine, but I'm just saying like in my situation, I got a pit bull, she's kind of big. I don't think she'd fit in the dog. But like, I think it would work for certain people. Right. And it would be really fun too.
Right. I mean, I think it'd be fun. Like, I don't know, like being in a van though, like, for like all day, all night, just a van.
And it's not a cheap van either. It's like $50,000-$60,000.
I'm sure it's sick.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I couldn't do it for like months on months.
Yeah. Maybe like a year. Like 1 year of doing it. But like, I feel like you really got to know your route, like what places you're going to visit and know where to park to be safe. Because I think safety is the number one thing, right? Like you probably want to have someone with you and obviously be protected in the right ways and, know what you're doing. But yeah, I don't know.
It would be cool.
It's cool if like I said, under the right circumstances, it would be cool. But I think for the majority of people, including myself, probably wouldn't do it.
Well, I think I feel like it's also because of how we're brought up. Maybe it's like we don't have that. Maybe we do the like nomadic kind of like travel. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I like to travel, but like, I guess it's just a van for me, bro. It's a van for me, bro.
Yeah, you don't want to pick up girls and be like, hey, like I got a van just down the
free
street.
Candy.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, I think it's cool, but like.
Yeah, I've looked into it too, and I've seen some of the vans have like a shower attachment, so you could shower like with the,
maybe an RV.
Yeah,
an RV wouldn't be too bad.
RV could be kind of cool,
But
straight
like,
Marvin.
Yeah, that'd be a pain to drive though, and gas, dude. You'd be paying like a mortgage and
especially
just gas
right now. Yeah, like no, but the people that don't have the shower attachment, they actually like get a gym membership and they shower at the gym.
Oh, they find where those gyms are?
Yeah, which, that's a way around it. But it's like, man, you can't really cook. There are some with like the kitchen attachments. Like I said, you got to have a lot of money to make it work.
Right.
But if you're on a low budget van, like you're going to probably be eating out a lot. the gas, you're realistically not saving a lot of money and you're living pretty uncomfortably. And I do want to caveat, like, I'm not throwing shade at people who actually live in their car.
I don't know. I think you are, bro.
Because
I think you are, bro.
Nah, like, you know, because that's a whole different situation. Like, if you're just down bad economically, you know, that's different. I'm talking about people with like privilege who are choosing to live like that. That's a whole different situation, right? So, just want to say that.
So, consensus.
Wait, what about you?
Well, I mean, for me,
he's
like,
trying to live in the van.
I ain't trying to live in the van,
bro.
I like having my own bathroom, you know, my own private bathroom. A comfy bed to sleep in.
Yeah.
If I have to put like a twin bed in there, a mini sink, like half a toilet, like all this crap that could barely fit in there, and I feel like I'm living in a toy box half the time. Like, and plus, if somebody robs you, like, you're kind of like, that's it, man. Like, you got nothing.
That would suck.
Just walking.
You're inside of the LA Fitness taking a shower real quick, and your van's gone, bro. That's
like
my house.
Somebody stole your
my
van,
kitchen, my toilet, my bedroom,
or the catalytic converter got jacked. Bro, I could not, like, no.
So van life's a no. Van life's a no from all three of us. It sounds like
not for us, man. Not for us.
It's a no go, bro. It's a no go.
All right,
man. Let's dive into like conspiracy theories.
This is I fuck with this.
Let's go deep right now, man. So like, do y'all think that there's like
Aliens
other
are
levels
real.
of consciousness?
Aliens are real, bro.
Aliens are real? Is that how we're starting this part out? I think aliens are real. I do. I really do.
I believe in aliens, man. Like, there's no way. If you look at the size of the known universe, which again, like, it continues to expand, which it only means it's getting bigger. Universes are spreading farther and farther apart. And so when you think about the whole known universe, the way that I can kind of conceptualize it in my head, and people have told me this, or I've listened to it from somewhere, is like, if you think about a long beach, Earth is the size of a grain of sand. And so if you think about just like everything on a beach, you're like, God damn, like, it's a big ass place. It's almost overwhelming to even think about.
That is nuts. Well, because I was watching a TikTok, and like it was talking about like the Egyptians, like, and I like, you have a little pyramid there too. I'm like, how, like, that's like, to me, like, people always try to like come at me with like, oh, you know, they're man-made. I'm like, how? Like, I've never been there, but like, they're huge.
Yeah.
Right.
Scientists still can't explain it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. With the pyramid thing, what trips me out is that they're everywhere on every continent, and they look almost the same.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess our current theory, I'm not a historian, but from what I know, our current theory is that like people from like the Americas didn't really have contact with people like in Europe and Asia, but somehow we all have pyramids.
How
does that work?
That's a good point right there.
Yeah.
How are we gonna do that? That's the point. Somebody
dropped a blueprint on each of these countries.
That's actually trippy.
And you know what? For some reason, I feel like TikTok knows everything because people always comment and like they know everything.
TikTok's sick.
The TikTok person that knows everything about this, explain that to me. How is there pyramids on every continent?
Yeah, we'll look for you in the comments, man.
We'll even give you a moment of silence. Let you type.
No, but I love that. I love that too, because we also found out just a couple days ago, we got the first image of the black hole in the center of our universe. And I don't know if we can pull that up.
It'd be sick if you pulled that up.
While you're pulling that up, I'll kind of explain it in a little bit more detail. Like? It doesn't look like much, man. I mean, it's just a black hole, right? It's almost like looking in an empty can of Pringles, bro. You're like, damn, man, there's nothing
empty.
But it's crazy because this was the first time that we've been able to take a picture of it.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's a black hole in the center of our known universe. So there's something in the middle of this thing that, and keep in mind, this is 27,000 light years away. So the image that we're seeing today is 27,000 years old. Because that's how far the light takes for us to reach us.
Nuts, yeah.
Wait, is it the center of the universe or the center of our galaxy?
Center
of the Milky Way galaxy. Okay, gotcha.
So center of our
that's
galaxy.
Crazy.
My bad.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah,
that's.
I haven't seen this. but even like TikTok, like it's uncovering so many different things, and it's like,
look it up on TikTok, because there was a scientist actually introducing this image, and the guy, if you listen to his voice, he's shaking.
Really?
because of like how groundbreaking this is.
Really?
Oh, here it is.
Is that it?
The black hole at the center of the Milky Way. Here it is.
Oh wait,
She says, "Here it is."
This is what's in the center of
no, it's this one.
In the optical, but we have to switch to the infrared because there we can penetrate all the way into the galaxy. We leave tens of millions of stars behind, and we get to the place where stars are in orbit around a dark spot. And when we switch then to our radio eyes and we use a network of telescopes to resolve further and further, I can present to you the image of Sagittarius star, the black hole at the galactic center.
Yo, that's wild.
That's crazy. The technology to even get that. Wow, man. So center of our galaxy, I stand corrected.
Like that whole thing, was that an image?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's probably a combination of like.
Yeah, I feel like it might have
images,
been a combination.
But that's crazy.
That's
like,
nuts.
I think this guy shows the first part of it.
Just a few years ago, the Event Horizon Telescope team took this image of the black hole at the center of the galaxy M87. However, only a few minutes ago, that same Event Horizon Telescope team has announced that they've taken a photo of the supermassive black hole at the center of our very own Milky Way galaxy, Sagittarius A star. Take a look.
And we're going to zoom in to Sagittarius, the Archer, which is high in the sky above the northern Chile. And we will go and zoom in first in the optical, but we have to switch to the infrared because there we can penetrate all the way into the galaxy.
That's wild.
We leave tens of millions of stars behind, and we get to the place where stars are in orbit around a dark spot. And when we switch then to our radio eyes and we use a network of telescopes to resolve further and further, I can present to you the image of Sagittarius star, the black hole at the galactic center.
The music makes it sound even
For
trippier,
real,
bro.
it sounds like it's something from a movie.
I
Like
just
one of those-
appreciate people that do videos like that guy did.
For
Yeah.
real,
Like, it's like,
yeah.
huh.
But you can hear the tremble in his voice. This is the Sagittarius A star.
He's been doing this his whole life, man.
It's like, man, we finally did it.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
What if like you looked into that picture and all of a sudden you saw an eyeball? It's like a big old eyeball looking back at you.
Oh no, that's the consciousness that you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
For real, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, I feel like there has to be like different levels of like consciousness, different dimensions, all those things. You know, you get deep into like conspiracy theory TikTok or conspiracy theory YouTube, you dive down a rabbit hole of different.
So what were you
conspiracies.
meaning about like consciousness and stuff like that?
Well, you talked a little bit about it before. You want to give that kind of
Yeah.
description?
So essentially, there's a theory out there called string theory, where I'm gonna f up the definition of it, so I pulled it up actually on here. So it says string theory in physics is a theoretical framework in which the point-like particles of particle physics are replaced by one-dimensional objects called strings. Essentially, it's saying that at like sub-molecular level, what is like, you know, the electrons spinning around the nucleus and stuff, that's really like a string of just whatever it is, like an object, because it really, you know, when we look at it from that level, like that's what we're made of, right? And so if you think about it, our bodies are just a series of like electricity and vibrations. And that's all in sync, communicating with different cells in our bodies to, like, you know, continue to grow and reproduce and like develop us as human beings. But that's like at a core, that's what it is, right? And so if you take like the physical nature of what we see today, which we see in like 3D, three-dimensional, and you just remove that entirely, what's left is just the consciousness of our bodies.
Mm.
And so that's the reason, like, for me, I think that there's something out there, because for me, in my experiences too, I've seen some really paranormal that can't be explained by science.
You have?
I have, for
What'd
sure.
you see?
Well, we'll get into that in a second.
So,
but,
well, I was actually gonna bring that up because like I'm a big fan of like the like ghost TikTok, like that whole like sub part of like TikTok where like they like paranormal stuff, like ghosts. I've personally never seen anything, and I don't want to see anything. But that whole like thing is like so intriguing to me, and like it's like how like probably like most of them are probably fake, but like the ones that are like actual like real, like, because I've never experienced anything, so like to me I'm like, how is that? Like, how?
Right.
Why? Like,
Right.
And it can't be
like, is that-
explained.
it can't be explained. It's just
For
like,
sure.
it's so trippy to me. And it's
Right.
like, we don't have to, we can get into it after this, but what were you saying about the consciousness?
Yeah, I mean, like, at the core, we're just, just a consciousness, right? And
Mhm.
so, at some point, like, there's got to be some level, like, we can't just be thrown onto this rock spinning
Yeah.
around who knows what the that thing was. And like, we just can't just be here and no one else around us, like no other civilization, you're telling me, and like
It's just
however
us.
many trillions of years this universe has been around, like there's nothing. Like, you got to be kidding me. Like, there's
Yeah.
no way.
Yeah.
Like, there's got to be something out there. Just looking at that picture of the known universe, it's like,
Yeah.
dude, there's so many stars out there. How can we be the only ones revolving around this one?
Right. Like, I mean, just look at it like planet Earth. It's so small in the universe, but look at how many different types of life there is just on this planet.
Mhm.
Right.
Right. We got life that can survive in water, that can fly.
Mhm.
You got us that can like build stuff. We got so many insects, bacteria,
Yeah.
trees.
Yeah.
Like, I can go on
Plants,
forever, probably.
yeah.
So many different types of life that survive just here on Earth. What makes us think that there isn't life that can survive in other conditions on other planets?
Mm-hmm.
I
You know what I mean?
actually like, that's something that I was thinking about too. It's like, because okay, we can survive here, but I'm sure there's micro, like little like insects or whatever, like on Mars probably. I don't know. Like, it's just like,
Right.
I mean, they just act differently. They look different because of the environment. Like, we need oxygen, but like maybe they don't even need oxygen. They just need hydrogen. I don't know. Like, you know,
Yeah, they
Right.
might require different things.
yeah, they just require different things. And like, why wouldn't they be able to thrive?
yeah.
So like, that's something that I think about too. It's like, okay, we're just this type of species, but like they can be different. Like, I don't know.
Right. And to
Right.
like thicken the plot a little bit more,
Mhm.
what if like top scientists and top governments, which pretty much becomes the same thing at a certain point, like what if they know about like other civilizations or other types of life, but they don't tell like us, the regular people, because they just don't want us to go crazy? Because realistically,
Mhm.
like if people were to find this out, some people's like entire belief system would be like destroyed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And if that happens, then there's going to be civil unrest and,
Be
you know, you got to
chaos.
deal with all this chaos, right?
Yeah.
We live kind of controlled lives based off controlled
Mhm.
beliefs.
Mhm. Mhm.
I kind of feel like that's probably the case because even if there was what we're talking about, if it's true, we probably wouldn't know
Yeah.
Mhm.
because the people, these top scientists, top governments, whatever, if they know this stuff, they're not going to just go out on a microphone and be like, "What's up, guys? Yep, we
We
figured
found
out
aliens.
found aliens. Yep, all right, go back to work. Peace."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It won't work like that, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, like, so like, how like the consciousness? I wanted to dive into that a little bit because it's like, I mean, I believe, I mean, I'm a person of faith, and
Right.
so I like to believe that there's a higher being, there's something more for us, and so I don't know, like, quite. I don't know if I'm there yet, where it's like we have like a consciousness, we have like, and like people tell me, oh, like it gets transferred, it gets changed, you know, it's like when you're gone, like it gets transferred over or whatever, like.
Right.
And so to me, it's just like, I don't know. It's so trippy to me. Like, how does that happen?
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
You know,
We won't know until it happens.
we won't know till it happens. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I think I agree with your point. Like, I think if we were to know if there was like other civilizations, I don't think we would react well. Because I mean, look
No.
at it today. We're killing each other over territory,
Mhm.
In the world. And we're kind of, while humans have invented incredible things, we've also invented incredible like atrocities as well.
Right.
Do you guys believe as a world, as Earth, like we would come together, something like that happen?
If there was another being that we were facing
Outside.
that would result in our extinction, I think we would.
I think so.
Do you think we would?
But if it was just
Yeah.
us, then we would tear ourselves apart for sure.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I'd be scared, to be honest, because if there's other beings invading Earth, that means they somehow figured out how to travel intergalactically, like far
Mhm.
distances.
Mhm.
So their technology is probably way more advanced than us. A nuke would they'd probably think like, to them, a nuke would be like sticks and stones.
Yeah.
That's,
You know what I
that's
mean?
true.
They would
like-
open a portal to send the nuke through, and who knows where the it would go,
Yeah.
right? Like, oops, yeah, you can't use nukes against us.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, we
Yeah.
went deep, but yeah, man, this was a good conversation. We
Yeah.
talked about a lot of different topics, and yeah, it's crazy. And thank you for coming through, man.
course,
You
of
provided
course.
great perspectives, and you
Did
know,
what I can. No,
yeah,
it
we
was cool.
appreciate that.
Like honestly, like all these different topics, like I can go on about it. It's just like I don't know. There's just so much out there in the world that we don't even know about, or even just like different things that are happening now in our society because of technology, because of where we're at as a society. It's just kind of trippy, and it's like something that we're constantly learning and changing.
Right.
Even just like talking about like family vlogs, like
Yeah.
like it's like a whole. It's just new.
Right.
We're living so much new things. It's crazy, and it's happening like really, really fast.
Yeah.
Like TikTok, the time span when you're on TikTok, like that's crazy because it's like TikTok's like 5 seconds, and like boom, you're going on to the next. You're consuming content like so fast because
Right.
like when I started doing I mean, TikTok wasn't really a thing. It was Vine,
Mm-hmm.
and like Vine was kind of like that. Actually, that's crazy. Like Vine is like Vine
It
was
turned
like
into
Pretty
TikTok.
much TikTok. Yeah.
Except you can dance on it.
what
now.
happened? What happened to Vine? It was the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Twitter bought it, I think, or Facebook bought it, and they
Yeah.
killed it. Either one of the two, either Twitter or Facebook. killed
Damn,
it.
R.I.P. Vine.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, they killed it because they knew it was gonna take over. Because look at TikTok now.
Yeah, man, look
Yeah.
at that.
Taking over like crazy. But you know that's what we like to do on this kind of these roundtable talks that we have. You know, just talk
Roundtable.
about different topics. So for those of you that are tuning in, you know, if you like these kinds of talks, feel free to DM us. Let us know if there's a topic that you want us to touch on. You know, we won't shy away from it. Let us know. And yeah, you know, if you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like this video. Leave us a comment. Man, we'll have Carlos, aka Real Vlogs info in the bio as well. So make sure you support him. He's an amazing videographer, photographer. And yeah, stay tuned and catch us next time.